Back out again, central New York, and try to find a little bit of gold. Got the sluice box set up. Might need a little bit of adjusting. Might have a little too much water coming in the face of it. We'll see when I get material put on there. But today my plan is to work in this area. I'm not sure exactly where. I'll just, wherever it tells me to go, I'll follow it. I have worked up there before, and one of the biggest pieces I got in New York came out of there, but that was the only piece I got for the day. It's one bigger piece. So I'm thinking most of it is getting down a little bit further after this corner. Really beautiful out. It's still cold. It's probably 18 to 20 degrees, but it's supposed to warm up to 41. It'll be a good day. A lot of stuff froze up overnight. It was down to 9 degrees last night. I had to break all this ice out of here this morning to get the water level to drop. In the beginning, it was kind of flowing down through here where I wanted to work. I didn't really care for that. But the last floods moved some material around up there. Up there, you probably can't see it. There's a big rock that was broken off the bedrock ahead and upstream, and then deposited there. But that whole bank there, it used to come down right straight down to the creek, and now you can see how it's been chewed out. Well, a tree got across the creek up there and washed all that out. But before it did, a few years ago, found a really good deposit in there. That whole bar right there, it's more like a bench actually. Just almost every pan had a piece of gold. Granted, most of it was just, specks and little flakes, and occasionally a little bit bigger flake, but it was shallow. It was like if you dug under five inches or deeper, you didn't get any gold. It was all shallow gold. I think it came around that corner, and there's a push right here. You can see how the bedrock here juts out compared to up there. It forced all the water over that way after that sharp corner up there, and it forced the water over. It used to be more of a 90-degree corner in there, but around these trees right here, it washed out over there and made it more of a gradual curve, so it might not be depositing there like it used to. That area is gone. It's been washed out. I was going to get down in here and poke around and see if I could find any leftover gold that settled in there with the last flood, but I tried chewing through that snow up there. Everything's just froze solid. Everything's froze solid down here too. Even the stuff that was underwater is a little froze, so I did get a little material out. Gravelly, sandy. Not really seeing many heavies in it, but we're still shallow. There's one that's a bit heavier than these shales. Shales aren't very heavy, but we do have some better stone in here. A piece there. Oh, you can't see it. There it is. Another one there. A few in there. Some sandstone mixed in too, but there are heavies in here, so get to work and icing the sluice. All right, I'm gonna do some work. I brought the bucket to classify in. I don't got the shoveling screen on there today. I felt like doing more relaxing today. Sit down next to maybe on this rock here and feed my sluice low and watch the indicator mat to see if I see any piece of the gold. That's always fun. I changed my sluice box up around a little bit last night. Glue the top deep V matting and the vortex onto a piece of that plastic signboard. That stuff works pretty good. I can take it out and put it back in and not have to remove the bottom screen there. You can see some material on there. I just threw a little bit of the fine stuff from up in here, about the same size that I'll be classifying, and threw it in there to see how it was running. All right, enough of me running my mouth. Let's get to work. Yeah, throwing the bucket, classify material. Just wanted to point out, if you're in an area that's shaly, or a lot of flat rocks, do your normal classifying, however you do it. Make sure you get in there and roll those rocks around before you pitch them out. Give them another shake, because sometimes that gold will sit on top of those flat rocks. It won't classify down through the holes. It'll sit on top of those flat rocks, and then you throw them out. Make sure you just give them a little spin, throw them around. It's cold, but it's worth it. Well, I've been digging. Got my third half bucket through the sluice. Got a small hole going here. 3 half buckets. I'm right down. I think the end of my shovel might be touching bedrock. I'm not really sure though until I clean it off. I do have the hand dredge with me. It's right there, so I can clean off the bedrock. But I think I see a piece of gold in the sluice. Possibly a couple pieces of lead. Let's go look. Piece of lead right there. One right there. And the gold is right. I guess you can't see it, but see a piece of gold sitting in there. Alright. That's good. Getting nice and warm. It might be like 28 now, pushing 30. It's getting nice. I got water flowing through here now. Before, when I first came, the water wasn't quite that high, and that's something you got to watch out for, is the water changes early spring and into spring. You can get here in the morning, everything's froze up, and as it starts to thaw out, the water will get higher. Then you might have to adjust your sluice box. What I had to do, put this rock in front of it to help slow the current down a little bit. It helped. A few times I had to walk over and get ice out of my sluice and stop it from rolling down through, but we're going good. Finding some cool rocks now and then. Alright. Well, I've been working along, got another 3/4 of a bucket. I don't know if you can tell, but the water's a little bit different color, a little bit gray, grayish brown when I'm shoveling. Got down, moved that big rock out of there. This one, it was actually those 2 pieces. I thought that was the bedrock, but it wasn't. Kind of a clay underneath there, not like the hard gray clay, but just material that's collected over time and the fines settle in there and kind of make like a clay, brownish. Got coffee going right there. Peak 1 Coleman stove, it works pretty good. I don't care a lot for Coleman products ever since my brother and I got swamped out of our rainproof tent in New Hampshire one time, but I know they used to be great products. That stove there works pretty good. I'm gonna wait for that to boil and go run this bucket through the sluice. Hopefully we'll see some color on this one. That piece is still in there, a couple pieces of lead are still in there. Find a lot of lead in New York. Okay, let's do this. Second scoop out of that bucket I just showed you, and I got another piece of gold right down in there. There's a little rock. This side of my finger, then the other one right there is gold. And there, the other one is right down in there. Alright, second scoop, looking good. Hey little buddy. Yeah, better move you all the way. Well, I got another bucket full. Still waiting on the water to boil for the coffee. I dipped it right out of the creek, so I'm gonna let her boil pretty good. I usually like it about, I don't know, I think they say about 180 degrees or so for a good coffee, which I kind of guessed, but out here I'm going to boil it all the way. Alright, I'm going to run this bucket. Let's see what we get. Well, it's almost at a boil. I got that pail ran through there. Might have saw one little speck. I had the rock that was kind of blocking the flow I had to move because getting a surge in the current now. The current's going high and low, high and low. You'll get that sometimes when there's ice breaking up above. It'll dam the water up and then release it and dam it up and release it here and there. So you really don't want that flow going through your box. So I tip that rock down to give it more of a constant flow. Even if it does surge a little bit, it won't be as extreme. I'm waiting for the coffee to boil. I'm gonna have me a little snack. Today I brought along these honey straws. Got them from hitbee.com. They make all kinds of stuff. They also got a YouTube channel. You should check them out. They travel around the Northeast, New Hampshire, Vermont, and whatnot, and look for gold. And of course, a few Vienna sausages. Well, yeah, check them out. Hitbee.com. I think they're also on Facebook. I'm gonna try a couple of them out, see what they're like. Alright, good times. It's warming up. Beautiful day. All that ice that was all the way across the creek is all melted out and flowed out of there. It's warming up nice. Still got a couple inches of it frozen ground on top of everything. I got to bust out, and I've been piling it up right there. Later on I'll shovel that up once it thaws out and classify it out. Got a few roots in there. That's good. That could hold some gold. So I'm gonna just take a little break, have a snack, wait on this coffee. Got a little algae floating in there. That'll be tasty. That crayfish is lucky I brought lunch today though. Okay. Good times. Looks like a nugget, don't it? Piece of yellow road paint. Pretty sure of that. But that stuff has fooled me many times. Put it in the sluice, see what happens. Yep, road paint. I run a couple more half buckets and see another piece of gold just picked up right there. You can see that one. A couple more small pieces of lead. Seems to be running pretty good. Right there too. I don't think it's gold. It's kind of yellow. Probably just a little rock. Alright, I'm boiling some water for lunch. Gonna finish this bucket. See what we get. Oh, we got a pretty good boil going. Got 10 ounces of water in there, 10 fluid ounces. Or that equals 1 1/4 cups. I'm having one of these Mountain House adventure meals. Breakfast skillet's really good. It's got potatoes in it and scrambled eggs, sausage, peppers, onions. Good thing about these, they're freeze dried. You don't got to worry about them going bad. They weigh practically nothing. 3.7 ounces. Really good to bring along. Just got to bring a little stove or make a fire, boil some water, and just open. I'll show you. Just open the top. Zip it right off. Someplace in there. Oops, sorry. Moisture absorber. Take that out. See what it looks like dry. Alright, water's boiled long enough. I've been taking the water out of the creek, so I like to boil it for a while. Make sure there ain't no bacteria in there, you know. Alright. So you just pour that in there. Stir it up a little bit. Zip it up. It's got a Ziploc in there. Zip it up. Put it someplace warm, like insulated a little bit in your gloves or something, and just wait. I think it says about 4 minutes. Wait 5 minutes. Stir again, reseal, then let stand an additional 4 minutes. Pretty good. Okay, lunchtime. About halfway through another bucket, and I just saw another piece of gold right there off the end of my finger. I did actually think I saw a bigger one go. I think if it was gold, it kept going. Hopefully the blue sluice or the blue vortex or the expanded metal with miner's moss catches it. I'm not positive that it was. Usually when you think you see one, it never was. But we'll see. Alright, good times. Well, I extended my hole out some, started working in. I'm right down the bedrock down in that corner right there. I can feel it as I scrape with my shovel. I'm pulling pieces of it up too, that's good. There's gray clay right on the bedrock and a little bit browner. About halfway down through there's like a brownish clay. I run a few buckets through, had a little break. I'm gonna let that clean up for a minute and do a cleanup and see what we got. A lot of that ice is broken out. It's really pretty. Okay, see what we got. So I decided to just pull off the expanded metal, the raised expanded metal, and the miner's mouse off the bottom of my box, and got all this lead just from in the bottom, and that really nice garnet. That's a nice one. Gemmy, really clear. So I'll get that put away and clean up the top, wash out the box. It looks like the lower mat there's on the plastic raised up a little bit and some material got up in there. So I'm gonna have to fix that, put a longer washer on there or something, but I'll take care of that later on. I'll get this lead out of here and clean up the top. Got that top mat out of the sluice, started working it back. There's, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces there. I see another one right there, and another one down in there starting to show itself. Not too bad. I'll get her washed down a little more and show you if anything else pops out. Well, I count 15 little flakes and tiny little specks. When you count all the little specks, 15, and a bunch of lead. Not too bad. I'll get the sluice all put back together and do a little more digging. A couple more hours to go, and then I'm gonna get out of here. But let's make a little more gold, shall we? Well, I got a couple more buckets through there, maybe one full bucket and a quarter of a 5-gallon bucket. I'm gonna let her clean up a little bit and gather up all my belongings and get out of here. My back's screaming at me, telling me it's time to go, so I'll give it a minute and do a clean up and show you what I get. So, the last cleanup of the day, that little bit bigger piece there and 2 little specks. Bunch of pieces of lead, no big lead in that one. That's the biggest piece of the day right there. It's not huge, good sized flake, not even close to a picker, but it was a great day. I'm gonna get all my stuff packed up and get heading out of here. It's a really good creek. It's one of my favorites. Some of you might be able to recognize where I am by the footage today. That's okay. There's plenty to go around. Beautiful though, isn't it? Maybe when the earth thaws out a little bit, we'll come back and work that bank over there, see if we can pick anything else out over there. All right. I'm gonna get packed up and head out of here. Thanks for watching. See you next time.